Rangers International and Remo Stars got a deserved win in the CAF Interclub competition. It was in the mode of the CAF Champions League. And then we'll also be telling you that Falconets are off to Bogota for the final campaign. Then CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup will also be featuring on the show. British number 2 Cameron Norrie withdraws for the US Open. Then interview session, we'll be telling you about a grassroots football competition happening in Enugu. We'll talk about that on the sports show, Sports Splash on ABS TV. It is the Monday edition. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Ike Wokede. Well, let's begin by telling you that Rangers International defeated Zelemanjo by 1-0 in the CAF Champions League match played on Sunday. It was at where it happened at of course, Godswill Akpabio International Stadium out there in Uyo. And what a result it was for Rangers International getting the better of their opponent in that match. And of course, Rangers International saw them off by 1-0. It was a keenly contested encounter, but Zelemanjo, of course, the team out there, we are not able to play in front of their home crowd. And then the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium was the adopted ground where they played their game against Rangers International. And of course, Rangers International got the better of them by winning that game by 1-0 in that encounter. Let's also tell you that Remo Stars defeated ASF by 2-1 in their own match. But also, let's inform you that 4 of Nigeria's football clubs are Enugu Rangers, Remo Stars, Enyimba International, and El Kanemi have received the financial boost as each club will be awarded $50,000, about 80 million naira by the Confederation of African Football (CAF). The sum serves as a participation fees for the preliminary stages of the 2024-2025 CAF Champions League and the Confederations Cup. Enugu Rangers and Remo Stars are flying Nigeria's flag in the CAF Champions League following their impressive performances as champions and runners-up of the 2023-2024 Nigeria Premier Football League. Meanwhile, Enyimba, who secured a 3rd place in the NPFL, and El Kanemi Warriors are the President Federation Cup winners, will represent the country or are representing the country in the CAF Confederations Cup, which is at the 2nd tier of club football in Africa. And the preliminary rounds are already underway, and the financial stakes will rise significantly as clubs progress through the competition stage. And Nigerian clubs have the potential to earn up to $400,000, and that's in the Confederations Cup, and $700,000 in the Champions League if they reach the group stages. And the ultimate prize stands at $4 million for the CAF Champions League winner and $2 million for the Confederations Cup champion. El Kanemi Warriors were expected to kick off Nigeria's campaign when they face that JFC of Benin Republic at the Remo Stars Stadium, and that was on Saturday. And we told you that Rangers International defeated Zelemanjo by 1-0 in their match, and Remo Stars saw off ASFA by 2-1 in their own encounter. So a big victory was for the Nigerian teams playing in the CAF Interclub competition, be it on the CAF Champions League or the CAF Confederations Cup. And of course, let's see how far they can go. This is just at the preliminary stages. A chance to get into the money spinning stage. Yes, when you qualify for the round robin stage, it is at the money spinning stage of the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup. Now, moving on, let's tell you that following another woeful performance and outing of Nigerian contingents, the just concluded Paris Olympic 2024, the Nigerian pillar of sports, Chief Ago Donatus Ago Ejidike, has lamented about Nigeria's performance at the show, of course, has called for total restructuring and overhaul of our sports sectors from policies, administration, programs, secretariat, budgets, and appointments in all ramifications. Chief Ejidike In another reaction to the state of sports in Nigeria, in a statement made available by the chairman office of the Nigeria Pillar of Sports, Prince Ajide Shola, it is disheartening that a nation that is gifted with avalanche of talent has nothing to show at the global meet. He said that the sports philanthropists lamented the recalcitrant tendencies of some sports administrators who shy away from implementing the desired sports policies. Rather, they uphold a system where corruption and nepotism and impunity thrives. Most sports administrators are not qualified to occupy the exalted positions, as they are subdued by mental laziness and ineptitude, which mar the performance and outcome of our sports outings. In other words, they are subjected to the whims and caprices of political office holders. And he said, let me also add that the present sports policies that can take us cannot take us anywhere, he stated, which is the reason for our failure in the continent and global sports meet. We failed to separate amateur sports or grassroots sports from professional sports. That man has stated, that's talking about Chief Agu Ejidike, about Nigeria's performance. And the amateur and grassroots should be the responsibility of the government, while the professional aspect of sports should be handled and sponsored by the private sector and individuals. If millions spent on professional football clubs by the state government are expended on promoting and developing grassroots facilities, it will have been a veritable platform for professionals to tap talent, sounded Ejidike. According to Nigeria Pillar of Sports, sports have been politicized, which are produced some sports administrators, and this influenced appointments of coaches and officials. He said Ejidike submitted that a holistic sports summit will accommodate all shades of opinions and critical stakeholders bonded with political that will fashion out novel sports policies and that will help to move Nigerian sports to the next level, he said. And of course, he said Panachi to sports debacle in Nigeria will end if the right thing is done and if we take our sports to the next level. And of course, Nigeria will once again fly high and perform well at international organized competition. That man has stated, that's talking about Chief Agu Ejidike, about Nigeria's woeful performance and they just concluded Olympic Games, where the team had over 80 athletes and a budget of more than 12 billion rather, and at the end Nigeria came back without a single bronze medal, and all and sundry are talking about that poor performance of our team Nigeria at the Olympics. Now let's talk about female football. Two-time finalist Nigeria will set up a camp in Colombian capital Bogota from Sunday for a 2-week final campaign program leading to the commencement of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup Finals, which begins in that country on the last day of the month. And the ever-present Falcons, who also reached the semi-finals in Japan 12 years ago, have been in the quarterfinals in 2006, 2018, and 2022, and grabbed one of Africa's tickets to this year's final tournament after aggregate score defeat of Tanzania and Burundi. And we'll be watching out for that girls' final preparations and in anticipation of the big one coming up later. We'll follow up and see how they perform on that front. You're watching Sports Splash on ABS TV. Let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll go to the interview segment. We'll tell you about a local football competition happening in your neighborhood, and also we'll talk about tennis, athletics news, and also the Premier League and the La Liga, which started at the weekend, and that's coming up on the flip side of Sports Splash. We'll be right back. Back to the show. It is Sports Splash, the Monday edition. Glad to have you here in the house. In the first half, we told you that of course, Rangers International have started on a very solid note in the CAF Champions League, and of course, they got the better of this club, Zilimanjaro, by a goal to nil. It is assumed that Rangers International were playing away from home, and the away win it was for them, though the match was played out there at the Godswill at Babio Stadium. And Remo Stars also told you defeated AS FAR by 2-1 in still talking about the CAF Champions League. So those are the morning spinning stage, and we told you earlier on that the winner of the CAF Champions League will go home with a sum of $4 million. That's if the Rangers or Remo Stars eventually get to the finals of that Champions League, they are entitled to get $4 million rather, if they emerge as champions of the CAF Confederation, the CAF Champions League, which is the first year of a CAF interclub competition. And now we equally told you about the Falconets' preparation for the World Under-20 Championship, how they've moved to Bogota for the final campaign, and then we told you about Pillar of Sports and not being happy about the development for sports in Nigeria thus far. Well, let's come back home. Let's tell you about this championship. It is called the Ifitana Onwa Asato Football Tournament. You know, 70% of our program is basically local content. I will tell you what's happening in your domain and what's happening in your constituency. This one is happening in Enugu, and it is being bankrolled by Ozombu Ofia Okafor, of course, who is based outside Nigeria, but his love for football and sports has transcended down to the local level, and he's bringing this down home for the villages in his community to be part of it. Joining me on the show this morning, I have Mr. Henry Dikin Okafor, known as Ochoko, who happens to be the brother of the benefactor. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. Okay, let's talk about this competition. It is called Ifitana Onwa Asato Football Tournament. It is the 2024 edition. I don't know if we've had this competition before, if this is the inaugural edition. Tell us more about this.
No, the Ifitana Onwa Asato competition has been there for decades.
Okay.
That is annual events. That's when Enugu used to eat their Olili Onwa Asato, Oliliji Ofo. Okay. So this program is always being organized for the youth to be entertained. So that is why this competition, it has been for decades. Even when I was younger, I participated in the tournament because I was an ex-player in the Core City. Okay. I'm a member of Enugu Core City Football Legends. Okay. So this tournament has been there for decades.
Okay, now it's just from the flyer I saw there was a football tournament, just football, no other sports are factored in as well. Why is it always football?
You know, football is a universal thing loved by everyone. So that is why the organizers usually do the tournaments. They engage the youth in footballing.
Okay, let's talk about the essence and vision of mainstreaming this competition, because from what I've seen, it looks like the competition is being revamped. Since you said it has existed for years, what's the essence and vision for the sponsor now, bringing this back and reviving this? What is the motive behind this?
The essence of this tournament is mostly to bring our youth together. Okay. And the Idle Mind is Devil's Workshop. So it's good for the youth to come together. People from home and abroad, they come together, form a formidable team to entertain the people of Enugu, especially in the Ifitana, because Ifitana is made up of 11 villages out of the 18 villages in Enugu. Okay. So the tournament is basically for the Ifitana quarter in Enugu.
And I hear that in the first match of the competition, which started on the 6th of August, Tuesday to be precise, Umuatolo and Orofia joined forces and they defeated the pair of Urokwe and Umuobaleri by 4-1. And we also hear that Umuobaleri is coincidentally the host village of the sponsor, talking about Ozombu Okafor, who's bankrolling this competition. And we also have been told that the finals of this competition is expected to happen on the 1st of September 2024. Okay, let's talk about the prize monies involved and other incentives for the participating players in this competition.
Well, this tournament, especially this year tournament, was one of its kinds because the prize money has been increased. The prize money for this tournament is 1 million naira.
1 million naira for the winner?
Yes, for the 1 million naira for the first, second, and the third position.
Okay.
And then there are other incentives for the participating teams. They will go home with 50,000 naira for each of the participating team. And then another incentive is that the best player will go home with 100,000 naira. Then the best keeper will go home with 100,000 naira, and the most valuable players will also go home with 100,000 naira.
Oh, that's quite unique. So we have something for the most valuable player,
yes,
something for the best
goalkeeper, goal scorer, the highest goal scorer,
equally most valuable player, equally,
yes,
and that's 100,000 naira each by the benefactor.
Yes,
that sounds great. Okay, any plans of using this competition for formation of football academy or maybe a professional club in the nearest future, since now we have this, and if you look at the kind of prize monies attached to it, are there plans by the sponsor to do this?
For the meantime, time will tell. As in our Abacha. So the most important thing is that we have to show this idea to the sponsors, and the sponsors are Ofiogu Amobi Okafor, Ozombo Ofiogu, and DC, Deputy Controller of Custom, Ifoma Webena, that are the co-sponsors of this tournament. So I have to show the idea that this thing needs to be maybe to integrate into a maybe academy.
Okay. Now, moving away from that now, what plans do you have to ensure that this competition will stay on and for many years to come will be the pride of football at the grassroots level for not just the particular, the community of Enugu, but beyond?
Well, the plans will be on the pipeline, but for now, we have focused on Ifitana. But I believe that with time, we have to expand the competition because the youth need this football tournament, and most of them want to excel. Okay. Most of them want to use it as a career. So we need to empower them to make sure that those that want to use it as a career, that they are being encouraged.
We are talking about Ifitana Onwa Starter Football Tournament, the 2024 edition here on Sports Splash on ABS TV, the Monday edition. It is a competition being bankrolled by Ozombu Ofia Okafor and a former Nwebwene, and of course the brother here, Henry Dickin Okafor, is talking about this competition, which started on the 6th of August, Tuesday to be precise, and the finals coming up on the 1st of September 2024. Now, apart from football, maybe in subsequent edition of this competition, any plans to bring in maybe other team sports like volleyball, basketball? Because I know it is not every youth in Enugu that plays football. There may be other persons that equally play board games like Scrabble, table tennis, and all that. Any plans to integrate all that sports into it? Okay,
we are planning to integrate like volleyball. Enugu community has a good volleyball team. Okay. So maybe the next edition will involve the volleyball.
There's a secondary school I know in Enugu. I'm trying to recall the name. I think the girls there participated in the Anambra School Sports Festival. I think the girls, and they performed so well. I think that's why I had to bring that in, that it is necessary to have maybe volleyball and also bring in women also, because now I believe this is more of the men participating. Yes. Okay, let's also talk about this competition going on. I hear there are more than 200 youth footballers involved in this. Having watched the games thus far, getting into the knockout stage in no distant time, are you impressed with what you've seen from these youth, the way they've played, the way they've comported themselves? Do you think they are marketable and can be sold to maybe professional clubs in the future?
Well, for those that have watched the match and have been a witness, the spectators can tell better, because the players are very fantastic players. We have skills being displayed, artistry in the football skills. So I believe the tournament will still continue to grow by the year coming.
Okay, what level of support and partnership do you have in place in taking this competition to the next level?
For now, the only two persons that are sponsoring the competition now is Ofiogu Amobi Okafor and DC Ifoma. But in the past, there's one lady, Mwampo. The husband used to organize this competition yearly before the husband died, and the wife took over to be conducting this tournament every year, and that tournament has been on and on. Ifitana football tournament usually played on the Christmas period, so that one is still ongoing. Ifitana tournament too.
Okay, still talking about that. In terms of our partnership, any plans to involve maybe Njikoka Local Football Council to make this big, and plans also to extend this beyond Enugu and maybe bring other communities in Njikoka to be part of it to make it keenly contested?
Well, the tournament has been ongoing, especially I think Enugu Old Boys just finished playing their tournament. I think it was last week. So it has been ongoing. Football has been ongoing in the Njikoka local government. And the new TC chairman, who is also my friend, is also very interested in sports. So I hope that in due time, the Njikoka tournament will be on.
Okay, Mr. Henry Okafor, when you have a competitions of this nature, we know it is not easy. Planning, getting the funds, bringing in the players, assembling the teams, getting officials also to direct and do a whole lot of things, which we know to make a competition big. Those are the things you have to factor in. But sometimes we fail to shy away from the challenges. What are the challenges faced putting up this competition?
Well, we don't have much challenges putting up this competition because we have very resourceful commission, the Youth Commission, Ifitana Youth Commission. So they have been doing all this in the year past. So they know the integrities, they know everything about organizing the tournament. So the only challenge we have is the football pitch, because you can see that the first tournament was played at Orabike Primary School.
Okay.
Then after that, then we have to meet the Reverend Father at the St. Teresa's Primary School to release the field for us, and which he later did. He was saying that we did not tell him on time. But to God be the glory, the field has been released for us to use.
Okay. Now, for the grand finale, we hear now it's confirmed that it is 1st of September 2024. What do we expect from the sponsor? Will he be here? And what do we expect from him as regards at the grand finale?
Well, at the grand finale, they will not be around, but the DC, if Ifoma might be around on that fateful day.
Okay.
And we have started to mobilize people for the tournament because we want to make the grand finale a huge success. So we have to invest so much on the grand finale. So we are hoping that people will turn up. But in the meantime, the turnout in the event has been very encouraging.
Okay. That's quite good to hear and quite encouraging. Finally, before we let you go, Mr. Henry Okafor, your message to the players and participating teams.
Our message is for them to be focused. Let them be focused and then play by the rules of the game, and then obey the officiating officials, so that at the end of the day they will take their results in good faith.
Of course, you heard it, that the players and officials, the players and the team should be focused on the tasks ahead, bring in the spirit of sportsmanship in the game. Those were the words of Mr. Henry Dikin Okafor, who happens to be the brother of the sponsor of Ifitana on one sort of football tournament happening in Enugu, and that competition kicked off on the 6th of August and is expected to climax on the 1st of September 2024. And we'll do our own bit here, bring you up to the very latest as regards that competition happening. I'd like to thank you, Mr. Henry Dikin Okafor, for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
And we wish you all the best. Hopefully on the final day, ABS will be there to equally do justice for the coverage. That's about it for the show. But before we jet in the Premier League, yes, the Premier League is back at the weekend there. We saw Ipswich Town losing 0-2 to Liverpool. We saw Jota and Salah on the score sheet. Goals scored in the 60th and 65th minute of the game. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 1, Newcastle United defeated Southampton by a goal to 0. Everton lost 0-3 to Brighton at the Goodison Park, and we had Mitoma, Welbeck, Adringa scoring in the 25th, 56th, and 86th minutes respectively. Arsenal defeated Wolverhampton Wanderers by 2-0, and Kyle Havertz and Bukayo Saka in the 25th and 74th minutes of the game. West Ham 1, Aston Villa 2, and of course Brentford defeated Crystal Palace by 2-1. Chelsea lost 0-2 to Manchester City. Haaland and Kovacic on the score sheet in the 18th and 84th minutes of the game. And watch out for another game tonight at the King Power Stadium. Is Leicester City taking on Tottenham Hotspur tonight. In Spain, Athletic Bilbao played out a 1-0 draw against Getafe. Real Betis won, Girona won, and Celta Vigo defeated Deportivo Alaves by 2-1. Las Palmas 2, Sevilla 2, Osasuna won, Leganés won, Valencia lost 1-2 to Barcelona, and Real Sociedad lost 1-2 to Rayo Vallecano. Real Mallorca 1, Real Madrid 1, and then today there will be 2 matches to round off proceedings for match day 1 in the La Liga. Real Valladolid will take on Espanyol, while Villarreal will take on Atletico Madrid in the last game for the match day 1 of the La Liga. So the big leagues are back. La Liga is back. The Premier League is back, and week in, week out to get to see more about this league in Europe. That's about the size of the show this morning. Sports Splash on ABS TV. Thank you very much for being here. The show will make a return tomorrow for another episode. My name is Ike Mokede. Have a lovely week, and remember to keep sporting. Bye bye now.